Hello, welcome to our Let's Play of Myst. Last we left off we were in the Mechanical Age, and I realized I misspoke before. I said there was an island over here to our left that we can't see. That is not, or not an island, but like a thing, but that is not true. If you look over here, you can see the track kind of going around, and there's actually nothing over there. As opposed to, there is something to our right. So I misspoke there before, my apologies. But here we are in the Mechanical Age now. We read the writings in the library about this, and one thing to take note of right away is that in the writings it said that these skies were perpetually gray due to the invaders, the pirates, I believe, black pirates. And as you look, the sky is blue. So they always said that as long as their enemies lived, the skies would remain gray, and they are blue. So that means that they've probably died or been defeated in one way or another. Either that or that was a legend and the climate of this place simply changed. Now, there's two ways we can go here. Let's go to the left. Alright, this passage leads to this nice looking room here. Let's have a look around. Here we have a mechanical bird of some kind. Oh, well, isn't that nice? Here we have a tapestry in the back. We have a wine glass. So you can see these look familiar. We've got the ship that looks like it's from Myst, the rocket ship. Can you grab it anything? Nope, you can look closer at it. And here we have what kind of looks like the ship in the toy ship we saw in the puddle in the middle of the island. But this one's a golden color, it looks like. Also, there's a picture. Looks like a middle or upper class woman of some kind. A wee bit creepy looking to me, but that's just me. Here we have looks like the Myst clock. Whoever was here must have really liked Myst. Maybe it was the author of the books, which we can stand to reason is Atris at this point, because he mentioned his sons and he mentioned Catherine in the writings. But it never, I don't think it specifically says it's him, but it probably is. He calls it his library in the message. As you can see, we looked, the telescope shows us nothing. We have these things that do this cool effect when you put the mouse over them. We got stoplight colors. Can't open this drawer, sadly. So I have a painting of a mountain of some kind. Nothing too exciting so far. Nice music. I don't know if you guys can hear the music very well. Do, 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 do. Kind of like this music. Alright, oh, we have like a throne thing. We're gonna sit on it and be super distinguished here. And there's a wine glass on the throne we saw. I also have a wine glass because I said these were going to be chill. I am in fact drinking another glass of wine. This time it's a portside cherry, I believe it's called. I figured you'd be able to open this game, by the way, but you can't. I'm gonna turn that back down a little bit. I just wanted you guys to hear the music. But yes, anyway, glass wine here. That's what I'm drinking. It's a dessert wine. It's a very strong wine, and it comes in a smaller bottle as a result, so I'm drinking it very slowly. This is my second very small glass and my only glass, my last glass for the night. The bottle's gone. I had some people over and we all had a little bit of it. So, like I said, went to that winery and my parents, we bought some more glasses of wine, so we're definitely trying to go through them. I didn't really explain what I was doing here. There's a secret passage, since we were looking at the throne, to the right here. You go down here and you click on that, and the music changes to something scary. Oh, well, this looks familiar. It's the pink page. Remember the pink page? And you can put it back too. That we saw by that book, like that guy asking us to collect red pages, and they look pink to me. And we've got gold. Apparently, evil gold due to the music. Wow, evil gold. We've got some bottles of wine, maybe, and we have a scroll. Here, what we got here? Cirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Aknar. Ooh, Aknar has pretty handwriting, doesn't he? Well, Aknar is the guy that was talking to us, or at least the message that was left in the blue book, and Cirrus is the one in the pink book. That makes sense since we found the pink page here. Apparently, according to Aknar, he is one greedy mofo. That's not very nice. But yes, gold. I should be able to take some of that. Want it. I want to be greedy too. Where's my share? No one's here. Alright, well let's leave, because I don't see anything else to do there. Alright, now I always get myself turned around in this place. We came in by the bird, I believe. So we want to go straight through. Let's go straight through. Alrighty. Alright, so here we have, appears to be some kind of tube. Can't go behind it anyway. Yep, turn. But let's see, what does this button do? It does that. Oh, everything in this game always sounds so epic. Like, you just can't have normal sounding stairs, can they? Alright, well, let's look. That looks important, that switch thing. Let's see, we can't go back anywhere else. So, this looks menacing and mechanical. Alright, let's pull this lever up. Alright, well it turned red, so that sounds important. So, as you can see, down the hallway, that used to be covered in some kind of plastic or glass or something. Very interesting. Alright, so we can go down, but it gives us an sound. We can go, let's see what the middle floor is. Okay, can't do anything with that, so let's go all the way up. Alright, so we can look up. That's kind of the ceiling we saw before, that star-shaped thing. It's cool looking. There does appear to be some kind of something up there. Either the top is a decoration or they kind of look like levers. But obviously we can't get there. And we can't go around in this room at all. So, I don't know, can we click on this wall? Nope. So I say let's go back down. Now, so we don't really know what to do with this elevator yet. Let's look around the rest of the fortress, see if we can find the answer to our puzzle there. And if not, we can come back and try to figure this out here. So let's see, I think we came from the left. Ugh. I don't know if you can hear that, but that music's really creepy too. And this isn't as cozy as the last room. This one has a throne as well, and a really obvious door. Look at that. There's a big yellow stripe on it. Unlike the other one, was covered by a tapestry. I can sit on this throne too, but I'm much more creeped out by it. But yes, if you click on this door here, it clearly opens. But whoever was the owner of this room was probably a little less intelligent with hiding his secret stash. But we'll go in there in a second. Let's look around this room a little bit first. We have the warrior stuff. He's into being maybe he's a knight. Some kind of chest with a can't look at the. Got chains and into bondage maybe. We've got a monkey head. It looks like a dragonfly right here and some knives. Clearly super into weaponry. Not a very good housekeeper, I don't think. His floor's a little cluttered. So yeah, this part's creepy. Now you can click on this box, and I hope there wasn't too much of a flutter there. I'm going to try to edit appropriately, but for some reason, and I've said before that the main glitch I have with this game is with sound, but for some reason my game really doesn't like this animation. Really just something kind of creepy pops out and does something. It's not important to the game, but my apologies, it makes my computer like 2/3 of the time just close Myst, and so it's not worth trying to do again. But you're not really missing too much. Also, there is this thing right here. Now, I said before that the biggest glitch is, besides that jack-in-the-box thing that doesn't work quite right, is the sound is a little bit weird. Sometimes it does this fluttery thing. So hopefully, I've had issues with this in the past with the simulator. Hopefully it won't matter too much. But this is the Fortress Motion Simulator. Some kind of thing we can do here. There's a lever. Oh, and the sound is working pretty well. Oh, there's that fluttering thing I was telling you about. Sometimes it's going to do that, but you'll get the idea, get the, the knowledge we need right here. And it goes ding. Originally, that ding sound, yep. So if this red thing is pointed down, it would get a ding sound. So that's all we know that can do. I mean, this doesn't really move it much, but if we move this one, see, it moves, and this will go all the way around if we hold it down and slow down when we let go. And then you can pull that back. You notice it made like a sound. I hope I have it loud enough. I'm going to turn it up right here just in case. It does like a sound. I always take notes when I play this game. And I believe the part where I wrote down or something like PSB or something, and somehow like that always worked for me. Everybody works different though. And you can try, like I've tried before, to like oh, you have to unlock that first, because that's what this does. Kind of unlocks, unhinges it. You like try to stop it in there, it'll automatically swing back. Like you can't stop it where the white spots are. So let's make it do that. Oh, and you have a nice ding sound. It went nice. And that's the up. And then let's try doing it to the left here. We have like a trill sound, like a. That's what it makes me think of. Now, I always write this down as north, south, east, west, but really, you don't really know what directions these are. You just know it's one, that's one way. That's like up, down, left, right, or however you want to think about it. But I always thought it was easier just to think of them as north, south, east, west. But we don't know for sure if those are the directions. Those denote. But however you write it down or think of it, if you have that good of a memory, that's amazing. My memory is not as stellar as that, so I like to have references. And the sounds cooperated quite nicely. Whoa. I forgot that it makes that horrible buzzing sound when you when you exit that simulator. This is part of what used to scare me as a kid, is those sound effects just always showed up when I least expect it. I have to open this door again, even though I opened it earlier, because my game crashed from that jack-in-the-box a little bit earlier. No problem, no problem. And here we have a not-so-secret room. And I don't know how well you can see that, but that is a creepy, creepy face that looks like teeth, and it's rotting, and ugh, I don't like it. I don't care for it. I'm gonna move on. You can see these bottles, clearly marked poison with these death signs. I always wonder, like, if you actually own poisons, when you mark them that clearly. I'd have like a secret sign. Maybe I wouldn't want people to know. But this is supposedly the secret room, and oh look, a blue page. Now, earlier I picked up the pink page, but like I said, my game crashed, so it didn't register that I picked up the pink page. You cannot pick up 2 pages at once. Don't know why. Probably due to a limitation for its time, but I always thought of it as these are mystical, magical pages that don't really look like real pages. So, you know, when you pick up one page, the page you picked up before goes back to the original spot. And here we have creepy, what I can only assume is creepy electric torture or death. Ugh. And here we have an axe that looks like that's how you could kill someone. And I'm creeped out, so I'm gonna leave now. I don't really love being in here, so we're gonna leave. Alright, so we're going to have to do this one more time here to get the elevator open, because that is the last place we can go, and we haven't figured out quite what to do with the elevator yet. Really easy to do, to just open this up here, redo this. If you've been playing the game the whole time, this would automatically work here. Dun, 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 dun. And then we'll close it up. Alrighty then. Now we can go to the elevator that goes kind of nowhere. But if you remember before, we saw something. Let's try going to the top again. Just double check, see if there's anything up there, anything we can figure out. Elevator go up. Alright, so, like I said, nothing really in this room. But we did look up before, and those look kind of familiar now. In fact, those kind of remind me of the thing we were playing with, the simulator that we were messing with, the motion simulator. The tower, I forgot what it was called, the tower rotation simulator, or it was some kind of simulator, but those switches look like switches now. You can kind of recognize them. But we'd like to get to them. But how? But as you remember, we clicked on this middle rectangle here, and it took us down in the middle of floors and we couldn't go anywhere. But if we click it, there's a delay where we can leave the elevator. And look at that, there is a purpose for that middle, and that is so we can get to this thing right here. Now it looks identical to the rotation, so I can only assume it has something to do with rotating. And the above area, from that little video game thing we played, looks a lot like, the island that you could rotate this to. But we don't really know for sure what it does. We just know that it probably does something similar to how the other one worked. So, but we do have those sound effects to go on, and like if we do this, okay, so right now it makes dong sound, which is what I listed as down or south. So let's try to change it to something else. Now we did this before. We're doing this blind now. We don't have like an animation. Oh, that's the sound, which was to the right or east, I believe. But it is a different sound than what we had before. Oops. And there we go, the elevator comes back up and we are free to go explore and see what that did, if anything. Now a little bit about the history of this puzzle for me. I actually do not have the experience of actually figuring it out, unfortunately. I actually remembered this puzzle when I came back to it as an adult. Some of the puzzles I didn't because I was pretty young when I played this game originally, but let's go through the prettier room that creeps me out less. But I remember watching my dad do that particular puzzle and figure out the elevator, and I remember we had a little bit of tough time with it. So I actually knew that one coming into it as an adult and remembered it. I do wonder how long it would have taken me if I wouldn't have known. Alright, so as you can see, we're facing something completely different than what we were facing before. If you look over here to our right, that is actually the island we came from, with the gears and such. This island looks different, and to our left we have another island that we couldn't see before that was behind the fortress from where we first started. So there's something over there as well. So let's take a look what we got here. Up the staircase and to this gear thing. It's got two symbols. Now I don't know if you recognize this, but this gear looks a lot like the gear that goes to the combination to the thing when we first got to the island. When we first showed up here, realized we didn't have a book linking us anywhere else. There was a gear thing with some buttons that we could change into symbols. And that's what this reminds me of. But it looks like we've got two squares with an empty space to the front first half of it. So the symbol is, it looks like a sun rising over mountains. That's what that first one reminds me of. And here we have a semicircle, or, Pac-Man opening his mouth so wide he becomes a semicircle. One thing to note is this shot right here, this pre-rendered graphic, is probably one of my least favorite pictures in the game. I don't know why, I just think it looks in comparison to a lot of the other, like, look at this is really pretty. That one, ugh. I mean, the water looks okay, but I really hate how this cog looks. It's just a personal thing for me. Like, the only thing I can think of that, like, actually made me feel this way in this particular game. I mean, of course, this is an older game, so you have to excuse it. It looks great for its time. And I think all this is really beautiful, but for some reason I just don't like that shot. Just something personal. I want to go through the pretty room, so let's try to do that. Pretty room! That creeps me out a lot less. There's money in there that I can't take. No! Alright, so we saw there was another island. And if in fact we need the symbols for that thing we came in, I mean, that clearly did not give us the whole picture. And there might be something else important on that other island. We don't know. The only way we know is obviously using those switches to turn this fortress. So let's go up. And I don't know if you remember, but Atris in his journal did talk about making a fortress and how to turn the fortress and teaching the people how to use it. So Atris did build all this with his sons, apparently. Cirrus and Achenar. He did this to protect them from the pirates and the impending, problems. So apparently it was effective, according to the journals. Alright, let's turn this some more. Let's see what sound effect we can get going here. Oh, that high-pitched ding sound. That denotes either up or north, however you want to think about it. And that's a direction we haven't been yet. So let's go there. Yay! Alright, down the elevator. There's a lot of going up and down in the elevator in this particular world. Or age, I should say. In the ages, I do think that the Mechanical Age, though I do like it, is probably, I don't know if I can say it's my least favorite. I think it's the most simple place we go. It's one of the smaller places, as you can see. I mean, we've seen the rest of it's water here. But I do like the overall aesthetic. I like the fortress. The rooms creep me out. Well, mostly the creepy one with the torture. And we do get a nice letter we get to read here. Look, and see we have the two symbols. We have what looks like the elevator, and some other symbol. What should I call that symbol? Looks like a I'll have to think about that one. I don't have a special name for that. It's a upside down triangle, a rectangle, and a right side up triangle. I don't have a specific name for that one though. This view is really pretty. Actually, if you see, it looks like there's like a wind thing that kind of shows what direction everything goes. That might be facing north, but I was thinking that this island was north, so I'm not entirely sure how accurate that is, or if that means anything. That could just be a direction to show. As you can see, if we, oops, as I turn myself around, right round, like a record, baby, right round. There is no island over here. So the only place left to go is where we came from. But as you can see, we've got two, and then we saw the other two. This spot was filled in on the other island. So it looks like we have a complete puzzle solved. But let's go see if that works. Oh, and look at I don't know if you noticed this on the way in. I'm clicking a little quickly. My apologies. But this looks like levers and buttons. It looks kind of neat. I don't know if any of that stuff is usable. It certainly isn't usable in to us at least. We maybe need a step ladder to get to that. But I don't know if that's decoration or was actually used for something at some point. Now, earlier in this game, and I've actually had this game during the Mechanical Age crash on me a few times. I've only talked about one through this playthrough, because I certainly don't want to bother you with all that. But I realized the problem. It does not like my antivirus. So, if you guys are ever having problems running Myst Masterpiece on your computer, you might want to consider temporarily disabling the virus protection. Putting it on gamer mode did not work for me personally. As much as I normally do not condone disabling the antivirus, that is what has worked for me. That's the psh sound. That is east. We want to actually head where we came from, which is dong, or to a direction we haven't gone, which is the trill sound. We've already been psh, but I don't think you can get this to go toward a non-existent island, which is the one with the trill sound of the west or the left. There's no island over there, and I haven't tried to get it this puzzle to go to that direction. I don't think you can. I don't think you actually can turn the fortress that direction, even though you can in the simulator. So it's a little bit misleading, but you can look over there and notice there's nothing there. So it makes sense that there's no reason to turn the fortress to nothing. But it would be kind of cool if you could just like walk out there. My apologies, I did forget to show this. Oops, I actually don't want to go that way because I don't like that room at all. And I should have showed this. I forget which way it has to be rotated. See this this telescope here? When it's turned toward one of the alternate islands, you can actually see a skeleton hanging in the sea over here, kind of illustrating that the enemies that were discussed in the journal were killed. Hence the blue skies that weren't here when Atreus and his sons were here. So we're back to where we started, a common theme in Myst, and we have very similar looking cog and symbols. So let's write down on we've got for the first two, we've got the elevator rotating symbol here. We have the symbol that I could not come up with a name for, the triangle, the rectangle, and another triangle. Then we have the sunrise over the mountains. Oh, there we go. Then we've got Pac-Man yawning or eating something really large. If we can find that symbol. There we go. Let's try that and see if... ta-da! I really actually like this viewpoint because you can see the cogs coming out of the water. I have to wonder, like, why that phenomenon happened. This was at one point a great city as described, and then it flooded, so I can only assume this is left over. I do think it's a little odd that the only thing left over from this great city are like cogs and symbols and things. Obviously these islands must be remains from some of the taller buildings and such. They probably put those there as like in case we forget. But it isn't entirely clear what they used this for. Maybe they wanted the islands if they needed to escape in certain areas, but if the enemies came on ships, I'm not entirely sure. It sounded like the fortress was mostly supposed to be their security. It seems like they should be able to turn the bridge toward a way where they can't get in, or maybe they can turn up the bridge, and maybe that's what these controls here do. I'm not entirely sure, but this was used and helped keep the enemy away from them, so that's very, very good. So let's go down these stairs. Maybe we have more to explore. I don't know how well you can hear that music here. It's very... Ooh, it's purple. Very nice. And here's a Myst book. And here we have the spinning something. Now, I don't know if you recognize this, but this is the ceiling from the library. And since we don't think we have anything to do left here, let's go back to Myst. And here we are back to the cracked ceiling and back to the library. But we do have a blue page with us that we can put into the blue book. I find it interesting. Can you actually put it in here? Oh. Oh, we already saw this. We don't want to see this again, but you cannot put the blue page into the pink book there. So when we come back, we will put the blue page in the blue book, see what else they have to say, and probably go back to the Mechanical Age to get the pink page to see what Pink Bookman has to say.